Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Monster Interrupted. We are playing the Abomination Vaults, Pathfinder 2nd Edition, a 3-book adventure running the characters from 1st to 10th level. They are currently 2nd level and trudging on the 2nd level of a dungeon in a swamp under a lighthouse. Who builds a lighthouse in a swamp? Well, you're going to find out. There is story here. And we've been making light of it. We've been having a little bit too much fun with the jokes or whatever. But if you do pay attention to the names that I drop and some of the things that they see on the walls, the story begins to form, and it does pick up speed. So be patient with us. I mean, right now we're having a lot of fun with me trying to kill off the party again and again. We've had a soft TPK, but not without reviving most of the original party, and we have most of the original cast. Which brings us to the end of the last battle, where you guys had killed Karen the Majordomo, of whom, well, maybe we should let that slip, but she became a shadow, and her dark pantsuit are now gone, and with the master controlling the shadow of Gazimar, his shadow is now free to return. Now, I gotta admit, I took a little bit of artistic license with trapping Corey, but it was due to the poor guy having some attendance issues to the show that is not his fault. So I had a little bit of fun with putting him in a coma until he's ready. But Corey will be returning to the show. If you prefer his Dwarven Monk over his Barbarian Aladi, let us know. Leave comments, he likes both characters, and of course we can talk him in and out of just about anything. Maybe I should say whichever character, like, the mayor will listen to. Do you think that would bait him into playing whatever character the audience wants him to play? Anyway, a quick look around, gentlemen. His shadow fades away from in front of Gregor in this crypt-like scene. A quick glance at each other, and we realize Kenro has fallen. Kenro, can I have a stabilization roll of 11? As you begin to bleed out, guys, what do you do?
I'll head over there, get next to Kenro.
Just casually, maybe a bleed out, maybe not. I love the urgency in their faces. That was a good 6-second pause. They're like, you can see them like drawing straws. Who's going to bother with Ken? Come on, Ken's got friends. We gotta love Ken, no?
I'm just wondering if I can steal something while I attempt to stabilize.
Checking him over like you're stable. Do you have medicine?
I do have medicine.
Okay, can I have a deception roll and a medicine roll? He's kind of tucked in an alcove, guys, so you guys kind of got to stand there and possibly assist, but you can't really get around Kenro. Can I have a perception from both Krega and Gregor? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Gregor is going to head towards this upper door here to kind of guard the passageway. Okay.
Sure. Upper door?
Yeah.
Okay. Head on up.
And here's perception in the tower.
Yep. Oh my god. Craig, can I have a perception in the tower and tell me what you're doing, please?
Just a sec.
Stop playing with your Outlaws of Elkinstar character. We know you're rejoining the show. But we should
no, I was actually looking at Krega and...
Does he have medicine? Didn't we? Yeah, didn't I name an episode Krega the Surgeon?
Yeah, I have medicine.
Yeah, I do. Okay. So Gregor, you head away. Dubsy, can I have that medicine check is what?
I got a 22, so if Kenro didn't stabilize, I can actually stabilize him.
Okay. Kenro, can I have a flat check for your dying one? I need a flat check of 11 from Kenro. He stabilize all on his lonesome.
What do you want me rolling on? Just
flat
20?
check, like just sorry, flat checks being like a raw dice, no mods.
That is a 6.
Okay. You become dying too. What is the DC to stabilize?
It is 5 plus his recovery roll DC. So it'd be
16, 17 range.
17.
As you get the, 17. With 22, you're successful. Okay. With a deception, very, very close. You beat the crap out of Gregor, who wanders away. Krega. I'm not going to say you outwardly notice that he's trying to rob him, but you do notice, being a fellow surgeon yourself, that he's taking his sweet-ass time healing the dude. Kenro, what have you got?
Are you sure that's necessary?
I must loosen his belt and his pouches full of valuable items.
I would have just used 3 stitches there instead of 7. What are you doing?
There could be, internal bleeding underneath the the money pouch.
Ken, have you got something obviously valuable on the surface?
Obviously valuable?
Like, no one's stupid enough to take your silver holy symbol or something. That would be missed, but like, couple coins in a pocket, something like...
I got 45 silver total. I got some caltrops.
Okay.
Steel rations, rope.
You got any keys?
Not really, no. Kind of very, very, very plain bones. Don't got a lot of possessions.
Okay. So if I look at your sheet...
If you look at my sheet, you won't find much to take. I don't really have a strong inventory, no.
All right. Give me...
I'm not collecting arms, or I'm not collecting bones, or anything in this game.
Okay. Can I have a thievery check from Dubsy, and I will randomly just spin the wheel on his inventory here. Oh, sorry. You can do... Pretty sure you can do thievery openly, can't you?
I suppose I could, yeah. I can do it.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean, I'll take your awesome roll, because the 24 you rolled in the tower is way better than that crap. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Can you roll a d12 for me, Ken? Dude barely has 13 items. Roll a d12.
12.
Okay. You dig in a pouch, serendipitously, and oh so clever, Dubsy, his healer's tools actually are valuable. Do you want to take them? This is what you come up with. And then you got Craig going, what are you doing?
No, I'll be disappointed and put them back.
All right.
He'd be like, oh, I just was healing him up with my own toolkit.
Yeah. Burn them up. All right. Now, I believe when you stabilize someone with medicine, they don't take the wounded condition, or do we need extra rolls to get him awake? I know time will do that as well, but you stabilize him, and then we give him the 10-minute grace, and then you guys actually try a medicine check to heal him hit points so he can wake up and walk out of here. I believe is the way it goes. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, so I think he remains unconscious. Okay. It doesn't say anything about the wounded condition.
Okay, I will give you guys some help. All right. Now that he's stable, you can move the body. Right? You can move him out, and the two of you could tag team him. Just kick or punch or whatever you want to do to get your frustrations out on this body.
Yeah, maybe we can go to that room with the chairs right before the stairs.
Yeah, good plan there, little guy. Let's back her up, boys.
Yep, Gregor and Kraga, go ahead. Take a limb.
I'm just floating Ken's body. Woo! Well, he's mage hand. He's so light. This little dude's like barely 20 pounds. Ken? Yeah, you guys are carrying Ken back to a safer position. The bottom of the stairwell, which is the exit, in case something comes at you. Not a bad idea, considering we just ran into incorporeal undead that can go through walls. Not a bad plan, as Gregor had said. Gregor, looks like you're taking up a postmark.
Yes, I am. Yeah, okay. Yes, he is.
And you position yourself where you can see both them and a safe doorway?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that way I can signal flag. I mean, I'm not too stealthy, but I can at least see.
I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. You have dark vision, don't you? Because you're half orc?
Yes. Yes, I do.
So you're fine.
Yeah.
All right. So we guys sit back. We take our short rest of 10 minutes, and then time for a brand new. Is it 10 minutes or an hour? It takes 10 minutes to do the thing, but you got to wait an hour.
For
Correct.
healing.
An hour in
yeah.
between.
Yeah, but to stabling the guy is the same thing, is it not? It is healing. I mean, you were literally saving his life. Well, I guess it would take longer to actually heal the dude and stitch him up.
It actually says it's 2 actions. There's no time.
Okay,
that it
no,
takes,
if it's in the... Sorry, I'm trying to get to the medicine here and look this up too. Administer first aid, right? 2 actions. Holding, perform, adjacent, you can stabilize, stop the bleeding. That's nice. Critical failure, treat disease, and then we get into actual hit point, treating wounds, which is 10 minutes. Okay, so no, you're good. You're fine. Stabilize, boom, boom, 2 actions, which actually is really cool in this system because that... So we grab the body, we run away, dump him down. It's not even 2 minutes later, and it's time for someone to treat wounds. Do you guys want to each take an attempt an hour later, or do you want to have a lead healer and someone aid another with an aiding roll? Or do we have magic?
I'm thinking aid another unless we got magic.
I think our magic is asleep right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have healing, Gregor?
I'm looking to see if I have a potion, but I do not believe I have one.
What was that scroll that you just learned upstairs? So that we
Light.
had more... Oh, it was a light spell. Sorry, I thought we were
Light.
trying to stack healing spells. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was light, unfortunately.
Oh, you can make a light spell so they can see
I
what they're
can't heal
doing.
myself.
Okay. So, gentlemen, who's our lead healer on this?
Yeah, what's your plus to medicine, Grega?
Mine's only +4.
Okay. I guess I'll be the lead. I got a +6.
Okay. So, both whip them out, boys. And we will see what happens over the course of 10 minutes.
Got a 17, so that's a success.
Not at all. I still want to see if Craig helps or hinders you. Because if he fails... there it is!
Oh, no.
Oh,
There it is!
well, I didn't want to roll.
You fail. Luckily, I don't think there's a sub-rule in fading. I don't know. Help me out here, Eric. If you actually fail and aid another, do you drag the lead guy back?
If you're
Yeah.
not want it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
-1. Yeah.
So you actually turn his success into a failure? He's trying to,
no, it's
he's trying to aid.
success. Still 15.
Yeah, it'd still be 16.
Give me
I'm
a
just
negative
wondering, I'm
one.
wondering because you're actually like he's got a 17 and you're aiding where you're allowed to stack on the same roll, as in stack on the same action. And if one guy fails, I failed to aid you. Sorry, I was no help. But you critically failed, which usually drags.
Yeah,
I-
-1, he said.
I'm
Okay.
confirming that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says critical failure. Your ally takes a -1 circumstance penalty to
Yeah.
the triggering check.
Oh, okay, so it's not so bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so he gets in your way. You're lucky, Matt. 'Cause I thought
I was
it
blocking the
shifted
light.
into-
I was blocking the light with my giant ass body.
Okay, so he's backseat doctor driving you. Like he said, only 3 stitches. I'd use 4, and just hindering you. But here it comes. Yay!
11 health.
hit points for Ken. Here you go, Ken.
I can also use some TLC here if before we move on.
DLC.
Well, here, let me check Gregor out, my buddy.
There you go. Orc healing.
As I'm getting close, he pushes me away and walks straight up to Dubsy.
I'd rather.
Thanks,
have a-
Gregor. Thanks, Gregor, but no.
He didn't see the hammer that was coming down towards Kenro there for healing.
Yeah.
One way out of this, just smash.
No, I'm good with the scars. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, he's gonna let him have it. Okay. It's funny that even Craiga, played by Matt, was the
got
one that did the comedy where he
19.
says you refused him. That's hilarious. Sorry, what'd you get?
19.
Huzzah! 2d8,
So what-
please.
2d8.
Yep. Now, if you'd gotten 20, it would have been a crit, and you would have got like 40.
Hey,
11,
Exactly,
this is
the
good.
same amount.
Well,
That's
he only
Dubsy.
he only has 12 wounds, so actually he's way better now at 1 wound.
Thank
Doing
you
all
kindly, sir.
You're doing all right. Okay. We are back up. Ken, your eyes flutter open, and you feel much better as half of your hit points are returned to you, pretty much.
That bitch laid a hard hit. All right, my friends. What's our next steps? I'm going to stand up and...
Just want to go back in? You know, wait an hour, do some more healing, and go back in? Or do you want to go back to town?
Like, you're all ready to go? Wow.
You guys could camp here an hour without having to spend a whole day on town. That is an option. You could go upstairs, somewhere safe, camp an hour, redo the medicine. I know it's been maxing, but think about it. You only lose an hour, you go somewhere safe. You hit Ken with some more medicine, you're good to go. If you guys backtrack to the town like you usually do, you guys usually lose half a day or more.
Yeah, I mean, if we don't need spells, I think just an hour makes sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So who's our lead? Doctor.
Is there like a few hours short rest period of time where you can regain hit points just from resting? Or does that have to be like a full night's sleep?
That's, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's like 8 hours, I think.
Short rest 10 minutes gets you like a focus point bank and a couple things like that, but...
Yeah, okay.
Can I
so we'll just wait an hour.
healing check myself?
Yes,
Or does
the
it
DC
not?
goes up from 15
Yeah,
to 20.
DC goes way up.
Okay. How about if I don't really want to use my spells, though. I need those for battle, I think. Better. So, yeah.
But what is your plus?
+8.
Compared to his +4, that's almost like par for the DC. If you get
Exactly.
one of them to aid you,
Mm-hmm.
your odds are about the same.
Kraga, not you.
Yeah, you don't have to tell me twice.
Dubsy is shooting for a lower. You could aid him.
I'll aid whoever needs aid. Are we going to go for
Yeah.
Gregor now, or is he getting the...
I think it's just you. Gregor only has like 1 wound.
Oh, okay.
You still have 13. But technically it's like half your hit points because you're at 11, right? So
That's right, yeah, so...
who's
Well,
our
my
doctor?
friend, Mr. Dubsy, would you like to help me out, or should I help you?
Looks like Dubsy took the lead with a 13. Now you really need to help him.
Is it just a medicine check?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, where are we here? Medicine.
And you need to hit the DC of 20. And that's still not enough. We need a tag team. Kraga, we need you, Doc.
That's a 10.
That's a fail.
It's a 2 on the dice.
Oh,
You know, it gets harder the more he's healthy. I'm just saying.
at this point, if you guys even added somebody... Oh, Ken, would you like to spend a hero point and re-roll that?
I do have a hero point. I might as well use this.
What do you guys have for hero points right now?
I think we just wait an hour and try again. Yeah? Okay.
I got a 24 on that one.
Okay, so there's our first +1, getting him to 14. I need a second nurse, because up to 2 can aid. I believe? Oh, crap. Did they change that, too? 10. Would you like to spend a hero point, Matt? You don't need them to stay alive or anything.
Worst comes to worst, I'll use heal if we're... Don't use your hero points for me.
Okay.
I'll,
Or you can wait yet another hour.
we've waited 1 hour, right?
Yeah, but another hour, like waiting 2, is more valuable than you just burning spells out of the gate, right? What happens when you wait around a second hour? DM goes, all right, random counter, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm good for waiting another hour if my friends are, just to...
Hey, don't mind me. I'm just throwing some percentage dice in the old tower here. Don't mind
This
me.
time, my friend Dubsy, I think I'll take the lead, and maybe you could aid me.
Sure. I don't have anything going on this hour.
I don't have plans. All right,
That's a 20 on the dot.
that is what you need.
Perfect.
And
I don't need any help then, because I don't need to risk a -1.
did you say you were going to lead, or did you say you were going to aid?
So I was going to lead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Nope.
Well,
you know what? On second thought, my friend Dubsy.
you guys
I got
agree. You agree to it up front, then you roll. So here comes Dubsy with his hands, whether you like it or not. Sorry.
Okay.
You all decide what to
Keep
do,
it
and then
with
you
us.
all drop the dice at once because you're all in there with your hands. Hey, critical fail, which brings you to -1.
Is it a critical fail or is it just a fail?
You need 20. You got less than 10.
For an aid.
Oh, we got less than 10. Okay, I gotcha.
So we need Kraga because you're allowed to have 2. And this is where I'm bending the
There's
rules.
a 19.
There
That's
you go.
not enough, is it?
Oh, they only need 15s. They only need 15s.
Oh, they need 15s.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Now, this is me bending the rules a bit because I didn't say how many would aid up front, but yeah, that's painful. Ken
We're all standing beside each other.
2d8. Yeah.
I'm like trying to.
Ken roll
Do what I
2d8
can.
so this can end. Please. Audiences love healing episodes where we burn an hour on it. They've mailed me and they said,
13.
Look at that. Look at that.
We're at full
We're gonna be
health.
back up to full health.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friends. Dubsy, you did a good job bringing me back, but needed a little bit of a fine touch to get me back to full health.
All right. Onward into the dungeon. Yeah?
I'm more motivated when there's something I think I can steal. Just FYI.
You tried to steal something before.
What?
You brought
No.
me back.
You got nothing.
No proof.
Understood. Okay.
So, gentlemen, where do you want to go? We have 2 venues. One you're somewhat familiar with, where it leads back to all kinds of different rooms, including a room with runes. The dwarf gave you accounts of how to go to rooms the Morlocks hold, or we could find our way back to a certain Drake. And there is the end of this crypt where there was a door that the second shadow came through that we have yet to explore as well. And if you guys go south of the rock pile, there is more Morlock rooms where the original party said they were taken down and got captured. So you guys have like 5 different choices. And technically, Kraga, do you remember where you guys were actually incarcerated? There's a hallway there that you guys never explored as well. This place
remember-
is opening up.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
To your immediate east, through the door behind the chairs, is a 10-foot wide hallway that we never saw the end of. To your south are chambers where the Morlocks captured you and your original party. To the west is the sacrificial room, and then north, east, and west, north, west, and south from there are a whole bunch of Morlocks and Drakes and rooms filled with runes. And a way down to another level. Immediately west and then immediately north is this crypt where we killed Karen and another door. What do you do?
Should we go search for anything of use where that shadow was guarding?
Dubsy looks at his glowing sword. Yeah, maybe we should fight more shadows while we got these glowy weapons.
Something that strong, you would hope she was guarding something worthwhile. We haven't gotten past her yet, so that's my bet.
All right.
Whatever we do, we should try to fortify our retreat back to this point, though. In case things go sideways again. I'm not sure how we can we lay down a trap or bells or spells or something to kind of make sure no one can come up behind us.
I'm fresh out of traps.
I have some caltrops. It's some, it's pointy little things I can kind of lay on the ground. If it's dark enough, I don't think I'd even see them.
It's a problem.
Yeah,
So we
it's
go
better
running
hallway.
away back through a path laid with caltrops. You see how that's going to play out? Because yes, I will do that too.
No, but I mean, like, once we come out in the hallway there in front of those double doors, if we do it the squares behind us, so at least we have a clear path to retreat, or we hear. It'll only cause the ground to be difficult terrain, though. That's really the only thing it's going to do.
Slowing down something from touching you, especially undead, it's not a terrible idea.
I don't think it's a bad idea. It won't hurt us at all. I can just lay them as we walk.
You probably have enough for a square.
Oh, okay. Is that how much caltrops do? Just a square? Okay.
Well, it's a 5 foot by 5 foot spread of little sharp objects. It's like throwing marbles on a floor kind of thing. So if you actually want it to be effective, now unless you want to just use it as breadcrumbs so you don't get lost, follow caltrops in. Sure, you have a breadcrumb system with a bag of caltrops. I'll allow that. All right.
Do we think it would be a good idea to maybe light up one of the hallways in case there's shadows around? Are they weak to coming into lighted rooms? I never found that in my research. Does anybody, can I do a recall knowledge on that if I would have remembered that to?
Sure.
That's just which skill is that one?
Religion.
Undead
is covered by religion. In the tower, though.
In the tower, okay.
Yeah, because you don't know the results, right? You remember they're have an aversion to light, but it doesn't necessarily repulse them like a cross against a vampire kind of thing. And that aversion kind of tips you off to the fact of like actually striking them with a lit weapon actually hurts them. So it's like someone having aversion to acid. Wow, he's walking around that chemistry room with sloshing acid. I'm going to stay away from that crap. No, I'm not going to go towards that. But they could if they really wanted to. You know. Follow me?
Yep. So yeah. I think just from what I remember, my friends, if we light up, some torches or any kind of thing we can see along the way, it might deter them from following if there's more shadows, but it won't stop her if we provoke it in any way. So I'm open to other ideas.
She did. Like the only I had a very, very specific reason why Corey's shadow regenerated. Because when you bring creatures to 0, they're destroyed. They don't get dying conditions, specifically undead. But there actually is a way in here for undead to regenerate. And you guys left Corey's shadow alive. You drove him off.
Yeah, he was at 1 health.
But normally undead shadows don't care. They just come at you. But, a little bit of his humanity in there, if you want to call it that.
I thought it was like a summon of Karen's, and like once she is gone, her summons disappear.
No, she pulled Corey's shadow out of Gauze.
Yeah.
And Gauze fell into a coma with enfeeblement. Yeah. And then when the character rests and loses the enfeeblement condition, he wakes up again, shadow or no shadow. Because Karen was special, she seemed to be barred into this. She couldn't seem to follow you guys. She seemed trapped in the crypt. In one way, they imply she's more powerful. Another way, it's them putting a cap on a party killer. So, see, the problem is, like, I would just stay quiet and let you guys decide, but your knowledge of previous gaming actually works against you. And then when they do something module specific like this, it's like you guys could debate this for quite a while. So the Karen thing I'm being a little bit forthright with. I'm not going to be forthright with every little thing. There are interesting mysteries in here that you'll just have to solve on your own, but that's what makes it interesting. Anyway.
If we have torches leading the way to us, won't the Morlocks just follow it to us too?
I mean, right now their king is waiting for a certain dwarf and a certain halfling to return with news of their victory over a drake, or a couple days later they're just going to assume they died, and he'll just go back to business as usual, which does not involve that end of the dungeon. So the fact that you guys smuggled those two out, that's pretty cool, actually.
I don't know. I say we just go to the shadow area.
Yeah, as long as you guys stick close to me, he'll be fine.
Okay. So heading on back. Heading on back to crypt number 1.
Dubs, you taking to the shadows first, or?
You can sheathe your weapon and extinguish the light if you wish.
I can lead the way and take a peek in.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll just sheath
my weapon.
I'll follow close
with you.
Coming, Ken?
I know, Ken doesn't have dark vision.
Nope.
Yeah, so Ken's gonna stay out here around a corner kind of thing?
And you've got light on your whip, don't you?
I've got a light on my whip, and I've also got a torch if I need ones.
Yeah. I have light on my two-handed flail as well, so I'm not sneaking around. All right.
Okay. Well, unless you guys,
I'll bring up the rear.
Yeah, but you might want to stay away from the hall. You know what I mean? Like if you're shining light down that hallway, he opens the door, light spills into the room, and he's given away.
Okay.
Right? Well, I didn't mean like you have to run across the end of the room. I just meant stay to the south wall. Use the 30-foot range and retract it, So if you boys want to kind of hug the bottom wall here, and then you're in a position where you're not really spilling so much light onto what they're doing. Right? Let the dark vision team do their thing. Craigo, what weapon do you have lit up? What weapon of yours is lit? Was it your maul?
Yeah, my maul. I didn't realize I was muted.
Okay, so what you can do is you can cover it like a bag, or you know what I mean. You know how they make you peace bond weapons in like towns, right? Most adventurers have some kind of leather bag or something that makes their weapon non-lethal, so they can't just easily cut someone's head off. Because you're carrying a great big thing around that you can't put it away, right?
I'm not able to put the light off, take the light off my character though.
I can do that, but what I'm saying is, if you want to cover the weapon, then that will solve that problem. And I will douse your light.
I went unconscious. I would assume whenever I cast light on went off, right?
Yeah, but you said you have a torch, so I'm assuming it goes back on, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your torch. Dubsy, I'll kill his light for now. Kraga has his light covered. So Gregar and Kenro are at the bottom of the sacrificial room that's covered in all kinds of wiggly-woo crap. Very disturbing. And then 15 feet away, because this room is 15 feet tall and 30 feet wide, is the beginning of the crypt, which runs 5, 10, 2 alcoves, 15, 20, 2 more. It goes on and on and on for 3 sets of alcove. And the very top of this room, or hallway really, 10, 20, 35 feet away, is Dubsy pressed up against a door. Halfway back, we have Kraga. Now, Kraga, you do not have to be that far back if you don't wish. You could be adjacent in one of these alcoves up top if you want to be quicker to the jump. That's fine. Okay? You ready to pop this door? Or what do you want to do?
I'll do a perception check for any traps on it first.
Okay. Throw them in the tower. My favorite DM line, or GM line. You don't seem to find a trap, Dubsy.
All right. I will go ahead and open the door.
Door is not locked. And now, as you peek in, you see a very large, round, circular room. It is 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to the middle, and another 15 feet beyond. So 25 feet across. So a 25-foot diameter space, circular, in the room. A single door on the right. And the walls of this circular room are smooth and gray, and a ribbon of pale blue light coils and slithers through the air, connecting the floor at the center of the room to the ceiling 15 feet above you. The points where the light touches the stone above and below seethe and writhe as if reacting to some sort of energy, and as if the stone itself were suffering from some sort of infection. The desiccated remains of an enormous worm lie slumped around the ribbon, forming a crescent of shriveled and tattered purple flesh, as in a giant purple worm, as in the whole room is filled with a big S of a 5-foot thick, 60-foot long, dead, dried up giant purple worm. What do you do? And my little sparkle in the middle is the light source. I added that. That's me.
Okay. So, okay. So where's the light actually coming from?
15-foot ceiling, straight down in a sort of a ribbon of pale, weird gray, sticky light, and striking the floor. Where it comes and touches the stone ceiling, and where it strikes the floor, the actual ribbon seems to make the illusion of vapor, or like the stone is writhing as if it were infected.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What do you want to do?
Kind of want to close the door and just go back and let them know what I saw.
Okay.
Do you see anything?
I saw like dead, dried up worm and weird light. Like, you ever seen light that waves? Like on a hot day?
Waves. Oh.
Like on a hot day, you see like the ground kind of wiggle and wave, like ocean water. It's like that, but gross.
And a worm? Just a worm?
Okay, so think of a giant worm. Like, you know, I would love to eat a worm. I don't want this one. This is like 50, 60 feet long and like big around as I am tall.
Now, I'm assuming Dubsy goes all the way back to the two guys with the light sources, right? We're having a conversation a couple rooms away.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have to move the medium. Just Claire, you guys don't come up with light. He goes back to you and y'all like chat. So, sorry, please continue.
No sign of spice around the worm? Sorry.
I didn't see anything dangerous.
Is that worm sign or spice sign? Spice must flow. Her and Dune 2 actually got like pushed back, so that's kind of pissy.
Did it? No, it's coming out into this year. Either way. So a big worm. Was the worm moving, or you said it was dead?
Dried up and I assume dead.
That's peculiar.
But I didn't see anyone, so if we want to go in it, I think we should all kind of go up there before I die.
Okay, I'll go in the room
before
first.
you die is a good chance. Yeah, a good shot.
Yeah, that's fine. Crag and I'll provide a wall.
Anybody want to not waste combat actions by recalling knowledge out of combat?
Well, I saw it, so I'll give it a try.
I will as well, since I was asking the questions too.
Okay.
What would it be under?
I'm just looking that up now. It's an animal, so nature.
Yeah, nature.
In the tower it is.
And then maybe religion or occultism for the blue light.
You might want to lay eyes on it. Him describing something.
Yeah.
The DC is not terribly higher, but I'm within my rights of making it 5 or 10 higher unless you see it yourself.
I'm gonna go in the room if Gregor, you wanna come up behind me. I'll step in and to the left.
Okay.
And then I'll make a religion check on
Enro.
blue light. 8.
You're supposed to put him in the tower, but thank you.
Sorry.
So you were
Okay.
ahead of me.
You don't know shit. And you know you don't know shit. Anyone else?
I assume we all pull out our weapons too.
Yeah.
You assume wrong, but you pull out your weapon.
I will whip it out.
Kenro, a violet gargantuan worm, is a massive, nasty creature beyond your level, beyond your means to defeat. If this thing gets up, there would be no chance. It would be run away or die. It's a 13th level creature.
I'll look at the colleagues and go, my friends, looking at this creature, my goddess loves revenge, but if this attacks us now, we're going to die. This thing is beyond anything we could ever fight and hope to survive. Let's hope it's dead, or we run away now.
Kenro sues the author of Abomination Vault. What the hell did you put a 13th level creature in the second level part?
Gregor will kick the tail just to see.
Okay.
Go to poke.
Boot.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Dubsy closes the door.
your foot, it's a dried husk. Your foot goes right into it. Like, ugh. And there's a little bit of like ichor and gore from like the more you go inside, the gooier it gets. But yeah, it dead.
Okay.
Well, it could.
I think we're good.
It could be undead. You might have just woke it up. There's that big pause, right, as he removes his boot slowly, cursing. Doesn't move, except for the part that's wiggling on the end of Gregor's boot.
I will try to identify the light or the light effect, or
Okay.
see if that tells me anything.
Anybody else want to have a go at this light? You want to get in there and have a look? Have a closer look, Gregor.
I suppose so.
It is thin, so.
I may not know much, but I've got a strong feeling that blue light is not going to be friendly if you try to go into it.
You want a decent accounting. There will be penalties if you guys are like 15, 20, 30 feet away. Like, go have a good look. I'm not saying you have to touch it or lick it or expose yourself, but, get in there and have a good look. Oh my god, Debsy just moved off a mark. Look at that. It looks like there is a hole. Like there's Gregor's footprint. See the bottom of the dent in the worm?
Yeah.
That's funny. Sorry, so Dubsy's trying occultism, Gregor's trying arcana. Anybody else? Should we do a round of skills
light?
or yeah, for the strange light?
I'll give it a go in religion.
Okay. You want to get in there? Or you want to just take your chances back here? Yep. But do you want to get closer to it or you want to take your chances of DC penalties back here?
Actually, do I want to do a religion or do I want to do occultism?
We have occultism going. I was trying to spread
I'll
out your
get in there
chance.
on this side here and I'll do religion then.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm trying to wisp lore as well.
Oh yeah.
They can produce lights.
That's a good one.
Okay. Let's start with Ken. You have never seen anything like this. You can't tell if it's magical or energy. As far as you're concerned, it's just a trick of the light. Dubsy, not necessarily connected to wisp lore, but a wisp is a type of energy, and this seems to be some kind of not happy energy to you. Dubsy, with your occultism, if you had to guess, this might be something left to the field of neutral energy, like you have positive and negative energy. This is not happy energy. This might be negative or something, some sort of harmful energy. Gregor, with Arcana, it seems like pure energy, not elemental in nature, not physical. It seems definitely unnatural, if supernatural, but that's probably as far as you could get with your okay-ish Arcana roll.
That's fair.
And what do we got here? Craiga's silver tough trained religion. That's like, yeah, that's just a light show, as far as you're concerned. So do you share this information with each other?
I was going to ask, could I just rip off a small piece of the worm and try to throw it into the light?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to do that.
Do you want to just come around, nip the tail or something, or do you want to get into the guts? What do you want to do?
Yeah, no, I'll just grab like a surface chunk off and then throw it into the light and see if anything happens.
All right. I'm assuming you guys are sharing your knowledge with each other?
I would just tell them I have no idea what it is.
Okay. This is the problem. We have two people leaning towards something, and we have two people kind of going, nah, it's nothing. Gregor, you rip off a piece, you throw it in there, it lands on the floor, and the flesh seems to react the same way the floor does. When the light touches it, it just seems to, like, it doesn't instantly rot it or malady it or whatever, but there does seem to be some sort of small, over time, negative vaporous reaction to the flesh. Like when this light hits something solid, you get that interesting aurora, vapor coming off of it, which light doesn't do. You're not looking at dust in the light, right? Coming out of the ceiling because it passes through stone, and when it hits the floor, right at the floor point, you have this weird sort of vaporous look, and now you've put the flesh in the light, the floor is no longer doing it. The top of the worm pelt skin is doing it. Is it a trick of the light, or is this just not very friendly positive or negative energy? You're not sure.
If need be, I will try to take notes or even try to take a sketch if we have the time to show Morlibint when we get back up.
Sure, you guys make time. I can interrupt you if something happens, but if you want to pull a sketchbook, knock Sauve out.
I don't know, guys. Room with a light, is it worth spending more time, or do we just chalk it up to a room with a light?
Why don't you sketch while I check out this door to the east?
Yeah, that'll definitely be something Morlibin will want to look at.
My friends, my worry is this light is a healing light for undead, and they're trying to revive this worm. It just takes a long time. Maybe days, weeks, or years, but if it's a process they're doing, this worm will destroy that city.
And on what basis is that coming from, Kenro?
That's just Ken thinking about it.
Well, there's you do have evidence. Like, even though you blew your rolls, you do have evidence to back that theory from experience. What happened?
I was thinking about how our Karen friend ran back into this room. Also, the ghost shadow of our friend.
It wasn't Karen.
It was the shadow of our ghost friend.
Yeah, it was Gauze ran to this room and came out through the door. Karen never left the crypt, not once.
Gotcha.
But,
so maybe that's the theory I go by. But one of those shadows we saw go back into the room, and I figure maybe it was a healing light for that shadow. And now this worm is so big, I don't think that the light is getting on the whole thing. I'm not sure.
And that is something about this game. Like, you guys come to a river, right? What do I know about the river? You know it's cold, you know it's wet. You guys start arguing how deep it is. That doesn't stop you from experimenting, throwing stones in, pushing your friend in, see if he can swim. You know what I mean? Like, a bad dice roll shouldn't make you role play, well, I don't know shit. It can. You can just go, never mind. Right?
Are there, like, rodents around this place and stuff?
Rodents?
Yeah, rodents.
No. No. There's no bugs. No. There's dust. And there's that actual, there actually is that sort of, the skin is molting, so there's like a dust in the air, like a gray, you know what I mean? But no rodents, no bugs. It's actually pretty quiet and smells pretty musty. Like, I'm surprised they didn't actually say that the room didn't smell terrible. But luckily, because this thing is dried, it doesn't smell like a rotting corpse. This thing died a long time ago. Possibly. Actually, you can do a medicine check if you guys want to play around the body a little bit.
So as Gregor is there sketching along, he kind of goes back through the memory bank and see if he can remember anything about a purple worm with his Roseguard lore. Anything that the Roseguard could have potentially said about a purple worm, or...
Sure.
Okay. First, and then the other thing is noting all these little indentations on the floor. Are they meant to represent something, or is that just a
pocky floor?
Okay.
I always also forget, Jeff. I'm not sure if you remembered my character. I have dubious knowledge, so when I fail, but not critically fail, a recall a knowledge check using any skill, you learn a bit of true knowledge, but a bit of airness, and I don't know which is which. So.
Okay, actually, if you listen to everything I said about this, that, and the other, we could just glean from things I've kind of...
Yeah. I figured as much, but just in case you forgot, I do have that skill.
I didn't... Well, I'm trying to work it out, like maybe some of my blurting out, as opposed to me going, okay, it's dead, and it died a long time ago, and its name was Ed. You know, like, it's not easy off the top of my head to come up with something that's dubious or whatever, but I will say this. Your dubious knowledge.
I wouldn't know which is which.
Well, you don't know how well or badly you fail, right? Because there's not making it, and then there's failing. Like, how bad do you have to fail before you get the freebie? Is it any fail, or is it critical fail?
It's when you fail but not critically a recall knowledge check, you gain a bit of true knowledge.
Okay, yeah. All right.
That's just for future. I don't know if I remember for now, but you.
Yeah, without the rolls being open, you don't know if you failed or critically failed, and I'm just shutting up, or But I will say whether you critically failed and I'm being nice, or if you the dubious, what I've already stated about this so far, that would cover it.
Okay.
Perfect. But sorry, Gregor, you were onto something.
No, I was just inquiring if, with his Roseguard lore, if you'd come across anything with...
There is part of their battle where Bellicrossa would gloat that they were doomed if they took her on because she commanded abominations great and small. She had minions galore, she claimed. And, if they drove her back or drove her away, these things are at her beck and call, trying to scare them. And that comes up in the Bard song kind of thing. Not that they necessarily faced everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least those
him, so he kind of looks around, just seeing how the hell this thing got in here, and just keeps sketching.
Okay.
Can I do a medicine check to see if I can see any signs of regeneration or healing?
Yes. Yeah. You want to go for the liver or something, or you just want to...
Just any sort of signs of any sort of regeneration from this light based on the theory that I put forward as to why that shadow ran back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
While he's checking
medicine.
that, I'm going to go beside Dubsy here while he checks the door for traps.
Is that a medicine or in the tower or regular?
You can do this open.
All right, medicine in the open. 25 total.
Okay, so you're taking a sample, and now
I'd like to maybe take a sample for town, but also look at the worm itself while we're in this room to see if there's any signs of regeneration of a wound on it that was slowly sealing up, as if this light is bringing it back to life or healing it slowly.
Okay, so do you want to make a wound, or you stated that this thing's bringing it back slowly, right? So is it like a microwave bringing it back from the inside out, or do you want to go check out that boot hole we just made?
I just want to look at the whole thing in general to see if there's any older wounds, newer wounds, anything that looks like it showed signs of it being healed.
Okay.
Yeah, from any sort of wounds that look, like it was healed after it died.
I got you.
Signs of regeneration.
This thing does not have scars.
No.
Anything that faced it died and did not even get a stab in, which, again, to the lore, nothing. It didn't really face anything. So if you have the money to build a huge structure in the swamp and make it stay up, you probably have the money to bring this thing in small, feed it and keep it here, or it could technically slither out a wall. It's only 5 foot wide, and Gregor staying in a 5 foot doorway, it could squeeze in here if they had to. Come this way, we'll throw halflings in front of you till you follow the trail, something like that. But as far as the angle you're working with your trained medicine 25, no. This light, this thin, this dead thing. It's an interesting theory, but the answer is that light healing this thing? Is no.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll have to acknowledge on to say, listen, I've been looking over this creature and there's no signs of any sort of healing going on or regeneration. Okay. So I don't think it'll be coming back to life soon.
This is a creature, Kenro, I could say with your recall knowledge, that swallows creatures whole.
Okay.
They take a swipe or pop an arrow, maybe they get lucky. This thing's first strike is, and you're down a man. Gulp. Gear and all. Next character, take a swipe, take a spell, gulp, you're down a man.
Is there any signs inside the body that there's actual still things in there that we could harvest?
You want to start cutting this thing open? There's a lot of worms.
Medicine check, yeah. Does the medicine check kind of show any signs of
Give me another knowledge nature to try and figure out at least where the stomach might be, and then you don't have to cut the whole worm end to end 60 feet.
And nature would be in the tower this time, because I don't know exactly where I know.
Yeah.
Where in the open tower?
Yep.
There it is.
Yeah, pretty much right where you're standing. Yeah. 5 foot in and 5,
Before I do it, I'll be like, my friends, this creature swallows things whole. There's a possibility there's a body in there with things on it that we could have. Would anybody like to open this worm, or should we go somewhere else?
How would you like to meet the Rose Guard? Their remains spell out.
Me and this worm got something
I only have a whip,
it seems.
So it's not going to do much.
Yeah, who's got a nice big long something that can just, yeah.
I believe the stomach is right where I'm standing, based on anatomy of other creatures.
Who's got a weapon or a tool that can butcher a carcass? Whip,
or we can wait till we're coming back through here, just in case there's a fight waiting inside the worm.
Well, I suppose that's what Gregor or myself, because we're the only ones that have sharp weapons.
Use my spiked chain as a saw. We can send one on one end, one on the other.
Yeah, that funny enough, that because it's a husk, yeah, that would actually saw through it like a brittle tree. Go nuts. Yeah,
I'm good with that.
You want to do that?
Gregor?
Yeah.
All right.
Up aside from me. Well,
Okay.
like big old timey saws back and forth.
They keep interrupting you, Dubsy, but by the time they hit the center and hit spine or something and think they found something and start digging into that gross corpse, you don't seem to find a trap. Guys, digging into the body, a hero who digs into the dried worm's carcass finds the remains of its last meal. A skeleton clutching something.
Yeah.
No. Oh, guys.
What's going on, guys? How did I get here?
I got a story to tell you. It reaches all the way back to Elkinstar.
Tell them my story.
Well, we know how
Charwin's
Pilo's going to end.
Charwin's a dead man. Fuck it. Tell Charwin I won the bet. You know? What? Medicine. Kenro. Would you like to try to identify what kind of creature this thing is, the skeleton?
I'll give her a go. In the tower?
Yeah. I mean, you literally have to sort of wrap it up. This is a dwarf. But not just any kind of dwarf. This looks like some kind of subterranean dwarf. You can see the eye sockets are larger than a typical dwarf. Some things with the, you can't tell exactly. You'd have to guess blindly at what kind of subterranean dwarf it might be because of your role, but you do know this is not a regular mountain dwarf. Certain things give it away.
Knowledge. Well, my friends will be there with me. Then Gregor will see it as well, and we'll kind of discuss.
Yep. Maybe else have medicine? Want to have a go?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
What kind of body did we find? It's like a CSI episode. Dubsy. That is a Drugar. A race of dwarves that live down in the depths where Drow and Sneffelbillion gnomes, and probably said that wrong. I want to say Underdark, but that's...
Yeah, the Underdark.
Yeah, but it's not what they call it here.
That's from Baldur's Gate.
I know, but Darklands, thank you. The Pathfinder Galorian term is the Darklands.
What do they call it in Tears of the Kingdom? The new Link, or the new Zelda
Grendel. The taint.
The basement.
Well, here they call it a Drugar from the Darklands. So there you go, Dubsy.
Oh man, it's the Undermountain dwarves. Drugar.
As we pull him out, pull him apart, get his arms from folded with sticky gear and remains of, leather and crap that's just fallen apart, he still clutches his warhammer. Unfortunately, that did not help him cut his way out of the worm's gut. You wanted a prize inside, Kenro? There you go. One Drugar, ex-Drugar with a warhammer.
Just a regular old warhammer?
Do you want to do appraising on it? Cast Detect Magic and do the whole arcane thing? When he is?
I think we've waited around here for 2 hours and longer. Maybe we should explore and look at that later. Bring it back to the town with us. But I will...
I'll carry that.
I was going to say, you may have found a magical item and you're just going to bag it and fight things without even spending the extra 10 minutes.
Okay.
Because it's not an hour to figure this out. It's like a 10-minute thing.
Oh, it's 10 minutes? Okay, yeah, then we'll do the identification.
There's Gregor, your arcanist sitting there going, it's going away.
Presented to the party, my friends. A hammer was in the worm.
You're welcome, Eric. Jesus.
What have we got?
Just see my eyes widen. I'm like, the things I could smash with that.
It was a long road.
I can have a gander to see if I can glean any information from it.
I think it's like 10 minutes to an hour, but, baby steps, man. It's actually a key. It's a good thing I talked Troy into... No, it's not, but you know what I'm saying? Like, guys, the DM telling you, don't... Oh, later, we got time. I will say that there is kind of a timer, and I know Troy does not want to, slow the party, but it's a weapon. It's a +1 magical weapon. It's a +1 warhammer. Not a warhammer of striking, not a warhammer of gutting, but it's just a +1. So it has the rune on it that helps it have the plus to hit, no extra damage, but it counts as a magical weapon, which means it can strike shadows without the necessity of light needed to be cast on it, like your whip.
One-handed?
Yep. No. Yes.
But you could take the rune off and apply it to another weapon, right?
I believe that's how the system works. You guys could actually transfer runes.
So we could do that tomorrow.
To your mall. That would be something where you'd want to go to specialists and time and blah, blah, blah. You know, just peel it off like a sticker, yeah.
In the meantime, Gregor, you should use it.
No, my fighting style requires me to have a two-handed weapon.
I thought you had a shield and a one-handed weapon. You're right.
I do have a shield, but magical, just a magical shield.
Yeah.
Just a magical barrier.
So
Yeah, my Magus fighting style is the inexorable iron, so I have to have a two-handed weapon in order to be able to cast spells through my weapon.
Okay. So that leaves Ken or Dubsy, who would like a one-handed bludgeoning weapon that's magical. Or again, now that you know, you can put it in the bag.
Yeah, just throw it in my inventory because I've got a high bulk.
Yeah, I've already got a +1 sword, short sword.
I think I can use it. So.
Oh, you can?
No, I know I don't. I have simple weapons only.
Oh,
So I don't
okay.
know if I can use.
Probably not.
No, Warhammer is martial, I believe.
Add it to the party fund. Sell it.
Magical martial melee. Okay. So, yep. Yoink into Kraga's world and out of the party stash, and there you go.
Whip is because of my deity allows me to. So.
Anything else you want to do in this room?
Dubsy, any traps on that door?
Not that I see.
Now, this is a good example of the 20-minute search versus doing something specific. If you guys do the 20-minute search and we say, okay, we search the room 20 minutes, it wouldn't reveal that item. It specifically says if a guy digs into the guts. You know what I mean? It's not the same as opening a drawer and getting those keys from the 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So there is something to like make sure you guys always spend 20 minutes in a room searching, and there is something saying, oh, you know, this was drawn on the map or it was in the description. I'm going to poke at it, right? But also to back up Troy's hesitation, you know, you could also start encounters, set off traps, or burn unnecessary time. So, you know, it's a bit of a double-edged sword either way.
All right, Dubsy, you want me to open that door?
Yeah, I'll take a step over.
Comes Kraga, peeking into a T-shaped hallway, 5 foot wide, 10 foot to a back wall, going north and south immediately.
I take a step in.
Okay. You step in, you peer around the corner. It's a hallway that appears to be unfinished. It goes either direction and just sort of stops.
I'll make a perception check.
Okay. North or south?
Actually, against the wall, directly
Okay.
opposite from the door.
Actually, I think in the new rules, you guys get to do the whole room. You just, like I said, again, this is one of those take your 20 minutes and everyone just scowls the walls, right? You could be specific, like Kraga, one wall, you roll in the tower, you don't seem to find anything. But if you guys want to be thorough, you could say we all have a go, we all spend the 20 minutes, and everyone licks the walls, and poof, you know, everyone throws perception. Yeah.
I just search the one wall and then I come back out and I don't see anything in there, guys. Seems like a dead end. You can check if you want to see if there's something else I didn't find.
Dubsy will take a quick look, see if there's anything interesting.
See what we can find. Okay. Look around.
I think it's safe to say that if we're ones doing it, we're all doing it.
I was kind of hinting, yeah. Get in there.
Yeah. Well, just for any the 120 minutes, we may as well all take the roll.
Oh, no, Matt. I don't mean like 20 minutes spread out. I mean, you guys spend 20 minutes and we all get in there, whether it's one at a time or at the same time.
Perception in the.
I'm not going to burn like 80 minutes on you. Yeah, one perception in the tower.
I'm in there.
Okay, you guys poke around, but nothing seems to jump out at you. So there's either nothing here or you're rolling shitty. Fun part about this game.
Is there any loose bricks or anything in the wall there, Kraga? Anything we can touch or pull on, or is it just...
That would have been covered in the roll. Like if you...
That's covered in perception as well?
Yeah, no,
yeah, there's I'd be like, oh, you find a loose brick or you find a rune or, you know.
I wasn't sure if perception or like investigation was a different thing. We had to like actually go and feel around. Okay.
Your 20 minutes earns you a solid roll, but they have a DC.
Gotcha.
Now again, there may be nothing here. You know, this place is well written. It might just be like, oh, and Bellacrossa never funded the next room and the worm died. You know, this room was going to feed it and it died. You know, they actually have like an ecology built in. That's a possibility. Or you guys just suck and this place is covered in secret doors. Maybe you'll get from the other side and find them and go, hey, look, we found the room. Who knows? Both are big possibilities. You guys want fresh attempts? It's kind of a tomorrow thing, or just one of yeah, who knows? And there's also the good old spell, right? There's a detect door spell.
There is.
Most systems have them. I'm just saying, you know, no one ever wants to waste those. But then it's like, yeah, sure, we have the rogue, and we have the you know, it's not that hard to roll under. Anyway, or like I said, red herring, right? What do you guys want to do now?
I'd have to buy the scroll, though I don't have access to the spell.
Eric for the win. I'm not wasting time adding this to my repertoire and carrying it every day. I'm going to buy a scroll, go to a room, cast it once. Thank you, 4 gold pieces. That is actually probably your best option. Somebody make a note. Buy detect door spell and know the truth. Of course, if there's nothing here, you just wasted money. If there's something here, Eric for the win. Right?
And are you standing in the light?
Am I standing in the light?
He is.
Did you just move your mini, not realizing
I didn't mean to move my mini there. I was standing here. Sorry.
Do you want to stand in the light?
You're looking awfully ghoulish.
I was looking in the room. Actually, you know what? Well, the light. No, the light just moved. Light.
I'm sorry. There's a pin that tells me the room description, and I keep trying to click it. Anyway, move the pin so the light stays. Thank you. Did you want to experiment with the light and get in there and do stuff?
Hey, Dubsy. I'm gonna go step into this light here.
I thought you were gonna get him to do it.
You want to just keep an eye and just make sure nothing happens, or something does kind of maybe either pull me out or let me know.
Happens where?
Anywhere.
For the record, I think this is a bad idea. But do what you want, Ken.
Inventory.
I'm gonna hold on to my holy symbol, and I'm gonna ask Callistria what she thinks I'm gonna do. What she thinks, if I should step into this light or not.
Okay. Do you have any basic low level, like do you have the wheel or woe spell or anything?
No, I'm just gonna roll a d20 and go above 10, yes. Below 10, no.
Oh, okay.
Sound. No, so Callistria, it's kind of just what would my goddess?
Yeah.
11. 11 says yes.
Okay.
So
Right.
That's pretty close to 10. Seems to me she's not too sure.
I'll pull up my rope.
Unless you cast a spell, she don't pick up the phone. You step in, and as you step in and look up, look down, close your eyes, believe, you immediately, although it's ribbons of thin light, it does seem to emanate not heat, but into the 5-foot square. And as you step in, you immediately feel the effects of negative energy and jump away with a reflex saving throw, or actually take negative energy damage.
Reflex saving?
Stepping into this thing feels like getting touched by Karen.
Oof.
Give me a basic reflex.
Natural 20.
You step in, and thank you to that Karen, monstrosity episode of what it felt like. Every cell in your body says, nope. And you step out, and your D20 goddess betrayed you. Or wants you dead. Anyway.
She's a trickster. She likes pain. She knows I like it too, so.
She likes pain. But this would back your theory. If this thing is a beam of 2d6 negative energy damage, unless you make your reflex save for half, but you actually got a crit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you did not. The base DC 16 that would be a 26, Ken. So you
Even
actually
with a nat
take
20, eh?
Yeah, but if he rolls a nat 20...
Sorry. I gave you the crit and then forgot when I looked at the 25. Sorry, yes, that's what you find. You want to know what you would have suffered?
What would I have suffered?
2d6 negative energy. You would have taken 6 points.
Okay.
And negative energy actually heals undead. So you were not far off in your theory of,
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I'll pass the knowledge on.
I think the worm's not undead, it's just dead.
No, it would have got up and but he had an idea that this beam might be slowly regenerating it. It's not.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to make undead, talk to Ken. Ken, how do we make undead? Religion
check?
Yeah.
In the tower or out of it?
In the tower.
Yeah.
Not bad. Negative energy is a vital component, but there is an arcane ritual or some supernatural occurrence from the original creature that binds the negative energy to you as you die, and it refuels you. This is just a pure beam of negative energy. You're alive, you step in, you're going to start hurting. That's a corpse. Negative energy, it's dead. You don't automatically take a beam of negative energy and shoot a corpse and get zombies. There are ritual or something like a vampire with a spawn, Karen pulling the shadow out of you, making a spawn. There are other elements. Negative energy is a huge part of this formula, but not the only one.
Just let the party know that basically this light seems to be a constant source of negative energy. It won't create undead, but it could heal smaller undead creatures. And that's just how I'll leave it.
Can I have an intelligence check from the lot of you?
All of us?
Mm-hmm. Basic intelligence plus to a raw flat d20.
Braga, the astronomical genius, got a 5.
8 for Dibsy.
Eric?
Little slow with the intelligence there.
Picking on the Magus. He's in deep thought, right, Eric? Yeah.
Really thinking.
Oh, he put in the tower. Oh, wow. Okay. Actually, Eric, because they rolled openly, got a 20. I will say Kraga, no connection. Dubsy, no connection. Kenro and Eric did not experience but remember the tale of how Gauntlight itself shone a pale green gray beam on the graveyard, and people actually did pop up. Hence backing your theory of, maybe if we shone negative energy on a corpse, they will jump up. This isn't greenish gray, it's just gray and pale. But the Gauntlight itself does need a negative energy source to fuel whatever crazy massive wand spell or whatever that you guys heard the town suffered. You follow me? Oh, look, Gregor. This room is cylindrical.
Krago would have been there for that, wouldn't he?
The tower.
Yeah, but he rolled a 5, so you're not making the connection.
We looks like we're right under the tower.
Right under the lighthouse. You guys are 2 levels, not 1. Oh, sorry. You're a single level because this is the first subterranean level.
And that light looks like it's pretty much dead center of the room too.
Yep. It's like you guys stand in the footing, the basement, the moorings that hold, like those walls are probably anchored and hold up the Gauntlight tower itself above this 15-foot ceiling.
I don't think we want to linger around here too long.
I'm going to say Craig is getting the heebie-jeebies and he absolutely just wants to get out of this room. He hates that blue light.
Whoa, Craig. What if we
Are you gone?
smash its head?
Smash? Did someone say smash?
Yeah, not a bad idea, Dubsy. Make
Just
sure it
smash
doesn't
its
get back
head.
up.
If it gets back up headless, it can't swallow us.
Okay.
We could also take our friend Gregor's chain and just cut the head right off.
That's fair. I am
like
worried
watching
about a
things.
head just crawling at me, though. That's creepy.
Craig, would you like to make
Yeah,
this-
but at least if he swallows it, you don't have far to go. You'll fall right back out.
I love how Dubsy makes every theory you guys have worse. Every idea you guys have worse.
Craig, can you go Gallagher this watermelon, this worm's head?
Oh my god.
Smash.
You got a brand new Warhammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try out the new Warhammer and just
Okay.
give it a couple smacks.
That Warhammer that saved that Drugar's life? No.
Do I need to make an attack roll? Or 28.
Okay, he just luckily it's a dried dead husk and he just the thing's like a pinata. It just bursts into dusty pieces. He's
That does not taste good.
you can have a fortitude save?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, I did it twice by accident.
That's okay. We'll take the top one.
11.
11. You get a face full of dust, and it's so nasty, you immediately retch. But that's your body's way of saying, I don't want this inside of me, and you're all better now.
Yeah, let's get out of here. And I started heading down the hallway.
Dubsy's already thinking about powdering this thing and starting a new drug trade.
As I walk past Gregor, I wipe some of the desiccated corpse on him.
Great idea, buddy. Squish. All right.
Oh, I was just patting on your shoulder. No, don't worry.
You're fine.
Good one. Haha.
He doesn't want to be the only orc to become one of the worm pod people, right? Ugh.
All right, I kind of want to... I'm hoping we're going to find my old equipment.
So in our old show, we would usually cap an hour and 50 minutes. But our new shows, because we're going to flip between the two shows on Monday, you guys actually have more time to continue to explore.
Let's do it.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I heard Kraga say old equipment. Where's that at?
Well, I'm going to start where I remember last, which is that room I was being kept in. I think it's just down this way over here, towards the east.
Yep. He leads you almost back. You guys coming? He leads you almost back to the room with the chairs. Pops a door open. And comes into a hallway. And you remember this hallway, Craiga. The doors that are on the bottom and along the side of this hallway is the room where you encountered the Morlocks, and then the cells are beyond them. All the way down the end of this hallway, we had a peek, but we didn't really get into it. And I'm telling you, remember that because I just don't trust your dice or your brain. Or your dice brain. Yeah, I remember that. Now that you're... Well, he's here now, right? Like, now that you're here, you remember, as opposed to which way was it?
Yes, this seems kind of familiar to me. I think if we go through this door at the bottom of the hall here on the south side.
Didn't you have another companion you never found down here? You mentioned...
Who did we find? We
did. You got Grogtot. His brain is rattled.
Yeah, Grogtot.
Yeah, but he got to the surface himself somehow. And Cognul the dwarf took him to the temple, and that's where they are now.
And what's his name?
Karam the halfling you guys found with the dwarf, fought the drake, and he's in town.
Okay, so yeah.
And Jargon said, hell no, I will write stories, let me know how this turns out, and he's wandering around town too.
Everyone has been accounted for.
Yep.
We just
Wait,
gotta find
Craig,
equipment.
there were 4 of you. That's only 3. Who was the 4th member in your party, Craig? He can't quite figure out. He keeps counting the dwarf, Grogtot, halfling, but that's only 3, Karam. I mean, Craig, there was 4. Sorry.
Which never went down.
No, that's definitely something Craig
That's a
would
dick
do.
move. Sorry.
So yeah, I'm gonna step in.
All right. The room is much as you left it. It's long, smells of rust and grime, stacks of splintered furniture, pieces of weapons and armor, frayed coils of rope, jagged shards of metal, and other bits of trash lie in heaps along the walls of this room. A cold, unlit forge sits in the alcove to the west. To the north, several heavy timbers are wedged up against a door to keep it tightly shut. Do you ever see somebody like in the movies, they go somewhere and then they superimpose their memory over an object? Like I remember the window smashed, but now they're fixed, or I remember them fixed, but now they're smashed. Right. So staying in Craig's head, he sees the open doorway, but he remembers exploring this room with it sealed shut. And then that's where we found the captives.
Just
Two more doors.
Before I forget, Jeff, I was thinking, was there any remainders after the Karen disappeared, or she just dissipated into nothing?
She exploded.
She disappeared
into wisps of shadow, yeah.
Okay. No trophies to take.
From a shadow that holds itself together with negative energy? Sorry, no. As much as I'd love to give you like a shiny new black pantsuit, no.
Well, just because Ken would like revenge, and then, you know, succeeding in that revenge a little bit.
But you did. You got in there. You got beat up. You left. You did the research. Came back and got your revenge on her. So
I was just thinking if there's like a little trinket to take to show the signs of revenge. But if there's not, we're good. Just leave alone. The scar I've got from that falling. That's
you guys never searched the crypt itself, did you? Last episode, you fell. You won. Then we moved on to another room. No one
is actually... the crypt the root? Is that the area before the circular room?
Yeah, all the alcoves.
Oh, I didn't know that was a crypt. That makes sense.
It was press on, right? With, funny enough, Kenro, Troy, of all people, going go, go, go. You guys never did the big 20-minute lick the wall thing in there. So possibly Ken would like to return sometime and find a trophy.
Yep. All right, I'm going to open this door.
Long, skinny room running 10, 20, 30 feet to a unlit forge, 30, 40, 50 feet to the top door, which you know runs to cells, and an exit back out to the hall. But into this other room heading east, you find the air in here is cold and moist. The room is 15 feet tall, 10 feet deep. A lone stone well sits to the east. And you see armor, weapons, and tools lie in heaps to the north, including your original gear, Kraga.
I found my stuff!
So now you don't have to pay off your loaned armor and weapons and shit. You can give them back
to Keeley.
And you can have your original stuff, including your hammer that you used to make hot and everything.
Yeah.
But funny enough, not the halfling, and not the dwarf stuff, and not Grogtot stuff. There, you do see a couple things that belong to them, like a boot or a leather strap with an emblem that you think is Grogtot's, or like it's random, but like most of your actual gear is here. Now, if you had potions, they are gone.
Yeah.
If you had valuables like gold and shit, that is gone. But you're like, oh yeah, more armor for the pile, more weapons for the pile, and they convert them into their ballistic machinery and weird ass shit. So your original armor and your original weapon is here. Now the problem with the armor is it's been ripped up. It's salvageable. You could take it to the shop and have the armor guy. It's like considered broken right now. So you could take it, pay to have it fixed, but it is your armor. And it's salvageable because it's not destroyed. It's just broken. Because they've been taking pieces from it and fucking around. But your weapon, they didn't bother taking it apart. Your original maul is here. Your original dagger and stuff is here.
Great.
So you want to take that back and we can work that out between shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, where do you want to go next?
You don't want to check out the well?
It's stinky.
Okay. Do you guys want to have anything to do in the room?
Dubsy will take a look just because, I mean, if Craig found something, he wants something too.
Okay. You find a well, interesting, and you find a heap of armor and crap.
Take a look at the well. Sometimes there's hidden treasures down the wells.
All right. Can I have a perception in the tower, please?
Again, guessing we're all taking the 20 minutes.
Oh no, this is just he wants to peer down the well and see what he can see.
Oh,
Now,
okay,
if you want to hold the party for 20 minutes and do the thorough search, I'm all for it. Again, Praga was like, "Let's go."
If you like stuck your weapon that had light on it just in the water, would that give you kind of like a circumstance bonus for perception in the well?
The well is actually drop. Like the picture looks like there's water like right there, but it's actually drops. It's like a 15-foot drop to get to the water. Now there's water. Maybe they used it for something. This is water that was supposed to be used for the forge, obviously. But anyway, Dubsy, you lean in. You have a good look, but it's not your eyes. It's your ear slits, your ear holes. Ripley, your ear bone inside your head. You hear something. It's... What the heck is that sound? It sounds like something strange drifting up from deep below. Splashing. Combined with sounds like a small crowd. Like when when you get a crowd of people together, it just becomes like a gibbering of people talking. Like you're in a restaurant, or like if you type into YouTube and say restaurant, you just hear a whole bunch of voices, but you can't tell what everyone's saying. But you get the idea from the clanging. It's a restaurant. Mm-hmm. This sounds like a small crowd of people all talking over each other at different levels at once. Now, obviously, there's a pole or something that's carrying the sound from somewhere, possibly, or
Yeah, can I figure out where this hole is? I'm assuming it's not coming from the water itself necessarily.
You don't see a rope, you don't see a bucket. If there's something down here, you may have to come down, because there's cracks in the stone mortar, but there's no like brick missing where there's like an actual tube, like someone's talking through a vent. You don't seem to see any obvious hole in the wall above the water line that could act as a speaker. You ever put your phone in a coffee cup? It does the whole burp, 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 right? Don't see evidence of a hole or something. So possibly multiple cracks in the mortar, or something you just haven't figured out yet, but nothing jumps out obviously at you.
Okay. Well, I got a climbing kit that has a grappling hook on it.
Okay.
A gripply hook?
A gripply hook. Too bad this isn't like a tree, because I think I get climbing bonuses.
Okay. He's climbing down there. You guys want to do the big double room search, or?
Yeah, I might as well. I'll go through search the room while waiting for him. Or do we want somebody standing there to pull him out? Is he on?
I was gonna say I'll stand beside the well just in case. Like,
okay,
I can assist him or something.
Sure.
I'll do a search of the room then.
Okay.
Yeah, no, and I think I will just keep guard. I think one of us should stay focused on guarding.
The main room or the well room?
I'll do the main room, since they're kind of clogging up that well room. It's pretty busy.
Okay.
Maybe especially the forge, see if there's anything I can find in there.
All right.
Is this the perception, or is this a...
Oh, yeah, perception tower.
Perception in the tower?
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Did you get it there? Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect.
I'm just reading.
No
you don't seem to find anything of value. Any weapons the original Morlocks have been scavenged by what's left of the Morlock party. It's almost like they took the bodies, Kraga, because you guys killed 2 dudes here. The bodies are gone. Their gear is gone. They didn't pack the room down like they'll never use it again, but they seem to have abandoned these rooms for now. So perhaps that tooth fest that you inflicted on the second wave of them actually hurt their numbers, because they don't seem to be out here staking claim on their territory again. They've actually retreated. They've taken their gear, their weapons. The tables are here. There's a bunch of crap here they abandoned, but you know what I mean? Does that make sense? So unfortunately, Kenro, at this time, you don't find anything interesting. Dubsy puts on his climbing gear and athletics himself down the well, please.
Yep, got a 13 on my athletics.
Okay. Start hopping down the well. Climbing speed is like half or a quarter, so I need a couple to keep you steady. Down he goes.
Got an 8.
Okay. You almost slip, but because you have your climbing gear with the bonuses, and because you're like in a well that you can brace, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 5 foot. You don't have a 5 foot stretch, but you could technically, you start slipping, you could, what is it? The wall is, it's curved, so it's actually easier to grip. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't help that you can hear, Craig hawking loogies at you, just for funsies, seeing if he can hit you on the top of the head. You get down to the water line itself, and you want to do what? Start searching down here? Do you want to get in the water? What do you want to do?
I'll do a quick search right here before I get in the water.
Give me a perception at the water line in the tower. The noise you can hear is a little louder because now you're down in here. Mm-hmm. But it seems to come from, at this point, sort of everywhere. Like, there's no like little hole like, oh, it's to my left or to my, you know what I mean? You're sitting in the speaker, as it were, and it is louder. So it's obviously down as opposed to up, like a hole above you, but you look around and you don't seem to find a source. What do you do?
I'll take the rope and kind of wrap it around my wrist and then dunk my head under the water.
Okay. So climbing kit, I'm thinking of like claws and pitons and stuff, but actually, yeah, there is rope and stuff. So do you tie yourself off, or is Craig holding this rope, or like how are you secured to the top?
If I can, I guess, latch it onto the edge of the well with the hook.
So there's so you're self-contained. You're not relying on Craig to haul you up or whatever.
No, he's spitting on me. He's not trustworthy.
Okay. Well, he could reach over, grab the rope, start yanking if he wanted to, but right now he's playing Loogie the Dubsy. Turn yourself upside down. Yep. It's like Spider-Man. He turns himself up down. There's the thin web. He's got the rope, and he's all right. Stick your head underwater. You're amphibious, are you not?
Kinda.
Do you need feats to make your race more amphibious? I thought you actually just were.
Yeah, I can make myself more amphibious. So I can't breathe underwater. Or I don't have like.
Okay, but you
fighting underwater abilities.
But because you have the ancestry, there's feats to like make yourself more aquatic.
Yep.
That's cool. That is very cool. Currently you do not. So a big breath.
Yep.
Stick your head in water, start looking around. Can I have a perception check in the tower? The results of which you will find out next time.
Cast arcane gate because we need an escape. This magic weapon refused to turn the tide. It breathes by all of its saints. Who cares if we're a disgrace? In just one shove, our wizard rolled death and fell. And tell me why we brawl this thing. Too many limbs that sting. All of us played food for its spawn. Up our XP and then we'll bring new dice for the slaying. A pretty mix, blue, black, and gold. Rolling higher, love. Oh, tell me not to give up. provoke me, haste me faster, dash. Returning, churning, savage attack. The character is so cozy, buckets of dice, you know me. I'm gonna write all these actions down. Blowing bubbles below, see camping next to coyotes. I don't wanna die, let's head back to town. Let's head back to...
This well looks like a good spot to empty the old bowels. Look out below, Dubsy.